For those who have seen the video about the 10,000 miles of road trips we took in 6 months, there was another part of the story that was important when it came to the third trip, which was to go to Colorado. We wanted to go the shortest way, which would be across Missouri, Kansas, and into Colorado, across I-7. But it was wintertime and wasn't sure what the highway was going to be like. And so I searched to see if there was an app for that. And well, there is. There's a really nice app for that. So I discovered that Colorado has a really nice app called COTrip Plan. And when you take a look at that app, of course, we won't use it while we're driving, although it does keep a live indicator of any routes that you set up. Mostly we wanted to know what was the condition of I-7. And so you can look for road conditions, critical info. You can even set up a favorite route. So for instance, we could set up a location that we're going to. We could narrow in on a specific area that we wanted to take a look at. So set up an account so that you can do everything on your web browser at home, where you've got all the abilities of the keyboard and searching and so on. And then use the browser app to set up your route that you want to follow, and you can set up incidents and so on. So you can then add that, if you've saved it as a place, you can copy that route, or you can create a brand new route here. You can search for the place that you might have set up, or you can just set up a roadway. So we could drill into I-70 to see what all was going on I-70. And of course, what we're looking for, is there any chain law? Is it snowing? Are there any chain laws in effect? And there were at the time. As a matter of fact, all along this route through and across through the Eisenhower Tunnel, what they call traction control regulations were in effect. So we decided we needed to find a different way around that. So we said, well, let's go south. And so we went to Arkansas and found that it has a pretty nice app that opens up when this is, and you can take a look at the activity for that. And so their app, like Colorado, shows cams, and it can show live traffic and even exit numbers and mile numbers and so on. If we look at live traffic, you can then drill in where you want to. You can also look where construction is, or where current lane closures are in effect. You can even take a look at future lane closures if you want to. Then for travel condition, you can look at highway closures. You can take a look at the weather radar, any weather warnings that are in effect, and even current weather conditions across the state. And you can just get different information. If you need to find an alternate route, or where the next rest area is, or where a ferry might be, or any other restriction. And of course, you can get the winter weather report across the primary highways, or you can get it across the local roads. Or you can get it just a text listing if you want to. So we found the Arkansas app to be really pretty good. Of course, when we were considering the trip through I-70, we took a look and discovered that Kansas has an app that apparently is made by the same people that make the Colorado COTrip app. And so you can do the same things. You can set up your account, and you can log into that. And if you do that, then you can define different things. You can then search if you want to find. So for instance, if you want to know what I-70 is like across Kansas, which we did, then you can do that. You can take a look at cameras along the way to see what the roads look like. That doesn't look too good today. But we decided to go through Arkansas, and then up through the panhandle of Texas. That took us up into Colorado, and where we were using the app quite a bit, because we still had several mountain passes to travel. When we traveled to Wyoming last summer, we didn't use the Wyoming app, but it's worth mentioning because it's a pretty good app. If we look at it, you can report roadkill. You can set up hands-free, eyes-free, and when you do that, it'll actually send you alerts as they're happening in real time, right on through the phone. You can even check where am I, which might come in handy if you needed to report your location, where you can just drop a pin for either local authorities to come find you in the snowdrift that you're in, or to your family and friends if they want to know. So it is a pretty good app, and its map is pretty decent. It gives you a sense of what the roads are like in different areas. If you want to drill in on for instance, we were going to go through the Rollins area, so we could drill in on cameras in that area and take a look at what what alerts might be in place for that area. So a pretty good app overall. Because the return from Colorado was going to take us back through New Mexico, we took a look at that app, which starts wisely with, okay, I'm not driving. So it's really designed for use while you're planning your route. You want to check to see if you need to take some alternates, and it will then give you any severe driving conditions, if there are any difficult driving condition. You can take a look at cameras and find out where construction is taking place, what the current weather is along your route, and so on. And there is a map view where you can take a look at the typical things, where is construction, and so on. So a pretty decent app overall, and even has surrounding states, which will launch into the apps for those states or their website. If it's an app that it links to, then you need to have that app installed on your phone. So New Mexico, not too bad. Our first visit with it was not as helpful, but as we played more with it, we found that it's pretty good information. And you can even dial 511 for travel info straight from the app. The app that we found to be the most useful is not really an app, but a website. Kentucky, our home state. Go figure that they might have the best, because they have the best highways and the state highways around. Next, Wyoming's Interstate 80 is a little scary, but Wyoming does a good job of maintaining, but so does Kentucky. And it's highly praised by most truckers as they drive across the parkways here. One of the nice things is it does automatically zoom the map to center on where you live, and then you can drill out. So if you're planning a trip to, for instance, eastern Kentucky, where the flooding has happened recently, you can drill in and you can see, and the legend will tell you whether or not they're out plowing, whether the roads are iffy. You can see the information sign. And of course you can toggle on all of these various features. A lot of them that I've got turned on. One of the things that you'll notice right here is this Waze, and so it does integrate with Waze so that you can get driver reported conditions in near real time. So pretty good. But one of the things that we discovered was pretty nice. If I zoom out just a little bit on that app on the phone, you'll notice that the states that are adjoining Kentucky borders are shaded a little bit differently than states that aren't. And so, for instance, here's Ohio, and if I click into that area, Kentucky's app will take me to the Ohio app so that I can drill into Ohio. So if I'm driving, for instance, from western Kentucky up through Louisville and on up to Cincinnati, I can quickly check that route. Likewise, if I'm going down to Tennessee, I could check that app and see what's going on. So I found that app to probably be, in some ways, one of the best. So we kind of rate COTrip, KANDrive as kind of top of the line. Arkansas's iDrive Arkansas is pretty darn good. Wyoming Highways, very nice. Wyoming 511. Those are our reviews. Of course, there's an app for that. For just about anything that you want to get to. And so be sure to check out the apps that are available, and there are tons of them. But I'd recommend the State Highway Department apps for the best and most current information. Let me know if you got any questions or if you've got experience with some other apps that are even better, and let's share that good information.